It's the final day of the Fortinet Championship. Willett has just suffered a spinny wedge shot, leaving him within kick-in range. He's a birdie shot, and from the grin on his face, we know he's got this bag. At least, that's what everyone thought. If you watched the next few minutes of the game, you know it was a completely different story. Here's everything we know about Danny Willett's biggest choke ever. First up, what happened? Danny Willett was up against defending champ Max Homa of the PGA Tour Fortinet Championship in Napa, California on 18 September 2022. Believe it or not, Danny was the favorite to win. After all, he made 135 of 148 putts last season, and yet somehow he ended up losing his shot at the title. It all went down at the final hole after he three-putt from a little over 1 meter from the hole. Why wasn't Homa the favorite to win? Well, he kinda ended up chipping in for birdie at the 18th, putting him on the losing end of things, and Willett pocketing his 4-foot putt at the end. The 34-year-old had a straight path to victory. At this point, even a two-putt was good enough to force a playoff, but things didn't really go that way. Let's start at the beginning. Competing at Silverado Resort and Spa were Danny Willett, Justin Lauer, and Max Homa. All three of them had their tee times pushed up by nearly hours, all in an attempt to get the round in before the North Course became unplayable. Justin entered the day with a one-stroke lead. He was trying to secure the title after years of struggling to secure a tour card in the first place. But then, Willett birdied 3 holes on the front 9, taking a 3-stroke lead. However, on the par 5 9th, he was pulled back by Lauer within a stroke. This way, both Willett and Homa began the day one shot back of Justin. These 3 players then birdied the par 4 10th. We saw Willett make a miraculous birdie on the par 4 14th. His tee shot may have landed behind a tree, but Danny was able to whip the ball around it to the backside of the fringe before sinking a 5-foot putt. On the front 9, Danny birdied numbers 1, 4, and 8, making a 7-footer for birdie on the par 4 8th, all while Lauer made bogey. Moving on, the deets on the big moment. It was the endgame for Homa on the par 5 18th hole. He was trailing Danny by a shot, and so he went for the green, but instead ended up in a tough position in a bunker short of the green. Homa did make an effort, but he wasn't on the putting surface. Still, he was determined and didn't lose hope. The result? He rammed his chip from 33 feet into the hole to close a birdie. At this point, all his opponent needed to do was convert his own birdie from short range, but as we all know, Danny didn't do that. Instead, the player experienced what the golf world is calling the biggest choke in the sport ever. He hit his 3-foot 7-inch putt a little too hard, and so it ended up grazing the lip and running 4 feet 8 inches by. Afterward, his comebacker broke left, hit the lip, and stayed out. Moments later, Homa was caught high-fiving a caddy when his chip shot hit the flagstick and dropped, making him a 5-time winner on the tour. In the end, Willett was left hanging despite having a clear path to victory, while Homa walked away with the Fortinet title for the 2nd time. As for Lauer, he wound up tied for 4th with Byung-hun at 12 under after shooting a 1/73. Despite the high tensions, Willett seemed to be enjoying himself more than anything as he stayed loose and was caught laughing with his caddy. Next up, what does the winner think? Looks like the winner of the match is just as confused as us. He found the entire thing crazy and had no idea about what had happened. The Californian college star further said, "Just kind of one of those weekends you just had to hang around." Homa was struggling with his putter over the weekend, but things worked out rather well for him in the end. He said that he did it well and kept it around the hole where it needed to be. He just couldn't get the ball to go home. But on the 18, it decided to go home quickly, which was a nice surprise. Max said the last 3 minutes were a blur, but he played solid golf, and we have to agree. His wife Lacey, who was at the game, may have had no idea about what exactly happened, but she still ran out to hug her better half when he made the shot. She's pregnant with a baby boy due on November 2nd. Homa is now heading to Charlotte, North Carolina. After closing with a 4-under-66 for a total of 16-under-272 and 3 major wins in the past 12 months, Max is the captain's pick for the President's Cup. Moving on, what does Willett think? As for Willett, the man at the center of it all, he isn't too distraught. According to the Englishman, these things kinda happen. He said that he'd been in a good position all week, but unfortunate things happen when you feel like you need them most. Looks like the 38-year-old is in high spirits even after losing such an easy win. Right now, he has only one win to his name, the 2016 Masters, which is one that no one can forget. He was up against Jordan Spieth on the final day at the Augusta National, who was looking to become the youngest 2-times Master champion ever. But fate had other plans that day as Willett laid claim to a 3-shot win and walked away with the first title of his career. The champ is still kind of bummed about the loss, as he thought it was a shame that it ended that way. But on the bright side, he's pretty sure that those are the only short putts they've missed all week. It just had to do it when he did. When reminiscing over the game, he said, "One of the things, at times you wish you could rewind time. We learn from it and move on." Now that's the spirit. Now, what do the fans think? Well, the golf world is in shock, as anyone would expect them to be. Head over to Twitter and you'll find out what everyone thinks of Willett's defeat. The limelight seems to be on him despite Max bagging a historic win, which is kinda understandable since no one forgets a choke like that. In fact, most of the tweets are exactly that. One fan tweeted, "OMG, Danny Willett with the biggest choke ever." Another fan didn't really see the humor in any of it. He tweeted, "Max Homa chips in on 18 in Napa. Danny Willett has a putt from inside 4 feet to win or 2 for a playoff. He has 3 putts. Horrible sport. Honestly, we understand the frustration. It's not every day we get to see a pro PGA player mess up like this. One fan tweeted that it would have been such a great story and win for Danny Willett, whose only PGA Tour win was the 2016 Masters. Homa chips in after a bad bunker shot, and Danny 3 putts from 3 feet 7 inches to lose. They even said that they haven't had an ending like this on the PGA in some time. Well, that's golf for you. Moving on, Danny ended up losing $1.4 million. Unfortunately, that's not the worst for our 34-year-old Englishman. With that missed opportunity, Danny actually ended up losing out on $1.4 million. Yep, that was the payout for the winner of the Fortinet Championship, which is all in Max's pocket now. Danny did, however, end up second, and so he walked away with $872,000. It may not be $1 million, but it's still something. Now, in other news. First up, Max Homa is feuding on Twitter. It seems like after bagging the 5th win for his career, the 31-year-old has all the time in the world to jump on Twitter and pick a fight with someone who said that Max's recent win was less impressive than Cam Smith's win at the Live Chicago event. Apparently, that didn't sit well with Max because he took the time to respond and even called the original user a Twitter dork. Yikes. Next, the US team bags the President's Cup. On September 25th, chances of the USA team winning the President's Cup seemed slim as they lost the first final day singles with Siwoo Kim beating Justin Thomas by 1 hole. But Xander Schauffele rose to the occasion as he holed the winning putt for his team, retaining the championship in the process. Good going, Xander. Finally, Tiger Woods caddies for son. Woods may not have been at Quail Hollow with the US team over the weekend, but he was with them in spirits, as suggested by the pairings, and joined team meetings virtually, all the while caddying for his son Charlie in a junior tournament in a small Florida town, Howey in the Hills. Now, isn't that cute? Alright, that's a wrap for the video. What do you think of Danny Willett's devastating loss at the Fortinet Championship? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Bye now.